Welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studios. And for this episode, for our amateur star profile, we are joined by, I got to say this right, Jessica Sestrem?
Yes.
Jessica Sestrem. Yeah. Oh, they're giving you a round of applause. Jessica, thank you for joining us. Is this your first interview for bodybuilding?
Yes, my first.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just get rid of that. Yeah. So, why don't you tell us about yourself, where you live, where you're from originally, what category you're competing? Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, I am a physique competitor, amateur. Mm-hmm. I live in Germany, but I was born in Brazil. I'm Brazilian and Italian. And yes, I did start to compete 2013 in figure. This time I was German champion and figure.
Okay.
Skinny. And I changed my class to physique. And yes, I did more 3-5 championships, and now I'm waiting to start again.
Okay.
Maybe this year or next year. I hope this year. I don't know.
So when did you move to Germany? So you're originally from Brazil. And you speak you speak Portuguese. You're from Brazil. You're half Brazilian, half Italian, and you now live in Germany.
Yes.
That's quite a mix, isn't it? Wow.
Yes, I live here in Germany 9 years long now. Yes. And well, a lot of languages.
Yeah,
My English is not so perfect, but my German's better.
Yeah, I think I first saw you on Emilio Martinez. He's the IFBB Pro League promoter for Spain. So how do you know Emilio?
Mi amigo. Emilio is my friend. We meet in, I know, 8 years ago in Germany.
Yeah.
At the FIBO, FIBO Power. Yes, and we are in contact. We are friends now.
Okay.
I like Emilio is a good, yes.
Okay. So obviously, we're during all this this global situation at the moment with the virus. Are you still managing to train okay, or are you? How are you managing?
Well, I am training. A friend of mine has a small gym at home. I am training there and at home sometimes too. Okay. I'm keeping my ass. I am not resting. But it's hard because not the same. You have not the same routine. Well, the muscles are still here. I am not getting skinner.
Yeah. Tell us about it. So I think I saw some photos on your Instagram. You did a physique contest in 2017.
Yes.
Was that in Germany? I'm taking it in a physique contest.
Yes, that was in Germany. All right, at German champions and yes, there are small one championships here.
Okay.
That was my last one, and now this year I will compete. I think in October.
Okay.
I am starting to work together with Yassim.
Okay.
Yassim,
Who's that?
Trainer from France.
Okay.
Yes, we will start in my prep together, and probably I will start in October or November.
Oh,
yes.
Good. So are you looking which contest are you going to go for?
For first was from Emilio, the Olympia amateur, but I don't think that will happens now. Maybe in October.
Yeah.
He told me we have not date.
Okay. Right.
But I think Winds of Strength in Romania.
Oh wow! In November.
Yes, that's November. That's
nice.
I'm sure that will happen, but because we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of time to start my prep and to that is what I have now in my mind. Olympia, Winds of Strength, maybe Olympia in Portugal.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
but
Good. So those are two really, really big contests, because the Amateur Olympia in Spain, I think, guys, if I'm wrong, I think that's probably the biggest Amateur Olympia in the world.
Yes.
I think I've heard. I was speaking to Emilio. I was over in Granada with Brandon Curry back in February, and he says we are one of the biggest amateur Olympics. We are expecting maybe 1,000 competitors. So you're really you're not afraid of the competition then?
No, I am not. I will give my best. And when I know it's my best shape for myself, I did my best. I don't care if I am not top 3 or the winner.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to have my pro card to become. But if it, I am not scared.
Yeah. So have you got any long-term goals? I obviously you want to turn pro this year. What is the long-term plan for you?
What you mean?
Like a long-term plan. What do you want to achieve in the next few years?
Yes, I wanna try to get my pro card this year and start in the pro team. But yes, I do this sport a long time just for myself, to keep in shape. I like to be master. I like my body.
Yeah.
The competitions are not the most important thing, all right? I am looking. I have masters every time. It's my style.
Yeah.
Even if I am not doing competitions, people see that I train, that I am bodybuilder. And yes, I am. That's my plan for now, is try to get my pro card this year or next year. I don't know. I can go. Maybe I can do some competitions in America. But for now, I will start here where I live in Europe. We have a lot of nice competitions.
Yeah.
With Olympia Amateur, with Emilio, or maybe Winds of Strength. That's also a nice, big, huge event with a lot of nice athletes. Of course, after these crazy times, a lot of athletes will start together, because some people are prep. But yes, I don't care. I don't worry. I will be ready when the time comes.
Good. Who's your favorite women's physique competitor?
I love Juliana.
I knew you'd say Juliana. I could tell, because obviously you is it the Brazilian thing, or is it just her physique you like?
She's from Brazil too. I love that combination, feminine and muscles. No?
Yeah.
She's not so extremely masculine or extremely. She's perfect. That is my inspiration.
Would you like to see her compete again?
Yes, but I don't think that will happen.
Yeah.
But she made her history, no?
Yeah, she's my favorite as well. She's my favorite in the women's physique.
Yes, she's still my favorite.
Yeah.
And Natalia Coelho is also beautiful. My friend Amanda Machado is a good friend from me.
I don't know her.
She's pro.
Okay.
She was in Olympia last year too. She lives in Los Angeles, and yes, she's also very beautiful, and very good linear.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
Have you been to America before? I mean, actually, I've seen a couple of photo shoots, and the location was America. So, how many times have you been to America?
My first time in America ever was last year in October.
Okay.
And then I met Amanda.
Yeah.
And we are good friends now. And maybe I will move to America next year.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yes. 9 years long in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. So you see.
And
cool. So what about the Mr. Olympia? Do you follow the men's bodybuilding at all? Who's your favorite?
Men's bodybuilders.
Just the women's.
I have a lot of favorites. All for me are. I like. Oh my God, I forgot his name right now. He's old, very old, but still in very good shape.
He's old. You're not talking about Dexter, are you?
Yeah, that's
Talking
exactly.
about that.
Shan, I
Yeah.
met Shan.
He's
Also, I
fun.
met Shan. Shan is also very amazing. A lot of great athletes.
Yeah.
Woman, Shannon is beautiful.
Who,
I
sorry?
like
Who?
her.
Who?
Shannon's the Miss Olympian Physique class. Shannon?
Channel. Who do-
Shannon.
No, I don't know.
Shanique.
Oh,
Shanique.
Shanique. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. The two-time
She
Miss
is
Olympia
that.
Physique champion.
And I still like Natalia more. She has more it's all right, better, so biceps. I like more Natalia shapes. And
Do you think Natalia could beat Shanique?
I don't know. It's hard to beat Shanique, no? I don't know.
She's very good.
But maybe she's getting better now. She changed a lot her body, her shape. And I'm happy that bodybuilding, women's bodybuilder will come back.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yes, I have some friends in the bodybuilding class, big girls, and I like that class. That's really.
Who do you think is the best female bodybuilder in the world competing right now?
The best, the world champion last year.
Hella Trevino.
Yes, she
Yeah,
is one of the best. My friend Natalia is also good, but she's not
Amazonka.
No, not Amazonka.
I'd love to see you in a pose down with Natalia Amazonka. How cool would that be, Kalim?
Amazonka is crazy, but she's huge. But I like her body. You know, I am not. Oh no, she's too much. It's never too much. I think I still have. I want more. I want to get bigger.
Yeah.
I'm happy, but I will more. No? I will more, of course. I will get bigger. I love the bodybuilder class. Physique is also nice, but the big one.
Yeah. So you see yourself? I mean, am I allowed to say your age, or is that polite, or am I allowed to say your age?
Yes.
You're okay. 28. Jessica's 28. Now you've got quite a lot of muscle, so you could maybe see yourself transitioning into the female bodybuilding maybe in a couple of years, or if you keep getting bigger.
I think so. It's possible, of course.
Oh wow!
I want to stay health, and you know, I need a little bit time. I don't want to get so big so fast, and I will keep my feminine, all right? Oh. Some girls are getting too huge, and they forget that they are girls, they are women, and not men.
Yeah. So if I could give you a choice one day to win either the Miss Physique Olympia or the Miss Olympia, which would you rather win and why?
From bodybuilding physique?
Would you rather win the Physique Olympia or the Miss Olympia?
Miss Olympia.
Oh, okay.
I like, you know Alina Popa?
Yes, she's one of my favorites.
I don't think she will start again, but maybe, I don't know. She was amazing, and that is all a bodybuilder woman that I like.
Totally agree. I could see that. Yeah.
She's amazing. She's beautiful. Her face is feminine. It's beautiful. Yes. Natalia, I don't know who to speak her last name because it's Russian name is. She comes from Russia.
Is that the girl with the black hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine has.
Okay.
She is an American now, but she's also very beautiful. She's huge, really bigger than a lot of men.
Yeah.
But she's still very beautiful and feminine. That is very important for us, no? Because I don't like that. Oh, muscle, but you are losing more feminine, more essence.
Of course. So, have you trained with any of the female bodybuilders?
What?
Have you trained with any of the female bodybuilders?
If I train?
Have you trained with any of the female bodybuilders, the pros? In the gym, trained in the gym. Have you lifted weights with them? Trying to say. Have you trained with any female bodybuilders?
Yes. I did train with Natalia, she's bodybuilder.
Yep.
But yes, for me it was okay. I am strong too.
Okay. Go on, give me some lifts then. I like to
train with strong girls, no? That's push you to be better.
So you train hard then? Do you like to lift heavy?
Yes. I like to train hard and heavy.
Okay.
You know Hella? Hella is also very nice in the bodybuilder class.
Mm-hmm. Hella Trevino.
No, Hella. Her name is Hella.
Okay, I don't know her.
She comes from Denmark, but she lives in America.
Okay.
She's also an inspiration for me, and Alina Popa also the best one.
Yeah. Okay, then Jessica. I mean, have you got any YouTube channels, or can you just you tell us your Instagram handle, or any projects you've got, or anything you'd like to talk about quickly?
On Instagram is Jessica _6.
We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up on the screen.
Yes. Now number 6 and train. Jessica _train.
Okay.
Yes, and
any YouTube channels?
I don't have channels on the Instagram for now, and yes, let's see what happens.
Okay, Jessica. No? And where's Linda?
Linda is sleeping.
It's a dog.
Linda.
I've been getting lots of videos of Jessica's dog on my Instagram. She's been sending me lots of dog.
Say hello.
So hello, Linda.
Say hello to get famous, Linda.
Hello, Linda. Oh, she looks nervous.
She has big muscles.
She's a big girl.
Big girl, yes? You're a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Okay then, Jessica.
Guys, look at me, I'm bodybuilder.
All right then, Jessica. Well, really appreciate you coming on. I just wanted to give you a bit of a platform, to give you some publicity, and all the best with you getting your pro card this year. I'm sure you'll be a welcome addition to the pro ranks when you hit it, and hope to see you, because I think I probably will be at Romania, so that'd be a good one. I'll probably be at the Amateur Olympia as well, because forming a bit of an alliance now with Emilio and Geo from Portugal. So Jessica Sestrem, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
And yes.
Watch this.
Let's wanna flex.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. I didn't know whether to ask or not.
Can't you see?
Get the guns. Yeah. Quarantine biceps. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on, and look forward to seeing you on stage very, very soon.
Thank you, guys. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jessica. Ciao. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On The Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, and we're joined by, finally got him, Milos The Mind Sarcev. Milos, yay!
Hey guys, it's such a pleasure being here, and I've been seeing you in all the shows for so many years, but we never really did the interview. We did a couple of times analysis of the shows, I'm a Classic, Olympia, but we never had this kind of interview, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's a lot of people to get around, but I'm glad I got round to you, Milos. In fact, do you know, I was thinking about this today. The first time I ever saw you on stage in the flesh, I'm going to make you feel old now, I apologize. 1992 British Grand Prix.
92 Grand Prix, yeah, that's, I turned pro 91. Mm-hmm. And then I did a Grand Prix tour every year, 91, 92, 93,
yes,
all the way until 99. I love British Grand Prix. Yeah. Kerry Case was organizing, and there was, pretty much a highlight of the Euro Tour, because he always treated athletes perfectly. I don't know if you know, but he would take care of us, prepare the food, pick us up, arrange anything. And then the stage lights were just about the best.
99.
And 99 were phenomenal, but even earlier, I had some videos. I don't know exactly. 92 was Nottingham.
1992 was Nottingham. That was Wayne D'Amelia. That because he organised those himself, the European. And then Kerry took it over in 99. He took it over, the first one, and then he ran it to 2004.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
But I have all the fondest memories of those tours, and so that's when we met, 92.
Yeah. So that was that. I mean, that thing is. I mean, well, let's tell the viewers why that was such a special British Grand Prix, because it was one day after the Olympia, wasn't it? When Dorian Yates, a Brit, won the and this was in the days when we didn't, like, a lot of people didn't even know the results. A lot of people the next day didn't even know Dorian had won. So
yes, there was no social media. There was there was some bulletin boards back then, but I doubt even there was that happening. 92, Helsinki.
There was no internet in 92. Was there even internet in 92?
Yeah, 1992, there was second year that Dorian was competing. He gave a run for money, Lee Haney 91, and that was Lee Haney's best. If Lee came anything a little bit off, Dorian could take him even in 91. Oh, wow. And if you remember back in the day, there was symmetry round, muscularity round, and posing round. In muscularity round, actually, Dorian beat Lee Haney that time. I don't know how many people know that. But going to the 92 show, Vince Taylor was one of the favorites, Lila Brada, Sean Ray, and Kevin Ronnie. And Dorian, came in, and of course he was ripped, ready. Not nearly as big as he was 1993, but he was still bigger than the other guy. His condition. So he won that first title, but it was not so convincingly that people would say like, oh, nobody can beat him 1993. So that was one of the insiders. I can tell you, I was training and seeing Flex Wheeler, Paul Dillette, Sean, everybody else. 1993, everybody thought they have a chance, and 6 weeks out, those pictures. Important. I mean, that was like, I remember like yesterday, it was a shocker when people saw Dorian in these pictures, and there was no Photoshop back in the day. Like now, you would suspect, for sure. But back then, nobody had a Photoshop. I mean, Dorian won Mr. Olympia 1993, 6 weeks before the show.
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's the truth.
Because Milos, he was like 270 in those pictures. And did you think he could have stepped on stage like that?
Yes. I can tell you this. I'm sure that Dorian would tell you that also. He's perfectionist, so he wanted to go for this crazy conditioning. And I've seen this with like Nasser El-Sambari. I tell you, 1994, he came to San Diego. 1995, we started training together, and I gave him a certain protocol, and he just blew up to like 295. And he was at this 295 pretty much ready to step on the stage. He would be in a better condition than anybody at the Olympia last year. Let me put it that way. Showing up like that. But then, you need to dehydrate and all, and then he came down to like 270 something. Like,
is that all? Is that all? Is that all? 270?
Yeah, so Dorian, even now there was recently somebody posted pictures of Dorian like so many weeks out, like 2-3 days ago, and then at the day of the show, and when you look at him 6 weeks out, he was in great condition. Dorian had that about him. When he would turn around, you can see every fiber upon fiber. I mean, this is really super impressive. I might not like his physique the best. I think that I like shapes of Kevin and Ronnie, Flex Wheeler, Charles Claremont, many other guys that I would give them aesthetics over Dorian. But Dorian didn't have a weakness in any mandatory pose, and he would come the biggest and driest.
That's true, because I think the thing with Dorian, his physique looked its best in all the compulsory poses. You'd see him in a lineup and you think, well, he's not really standing out. But then when he would hit the side tricep or the front lat spread, his physique, like Flex Wheeler, would look good in the aesthetic poses, but they're not judged at the prejudging.
Yeah, yes. No, the thing is, I said many times, and people think that maybe I criticize or something. No, I'm just like analyst, like you are, and a bodybuilding fan. So do I have utmost respect for Dorian? Of course, let's put it this way. He won not just any Olympias. He was winning in the 1990s, hardest era of bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
It's not just even winning. He pretty much dominated because there was never really like, okay. 1994, he wasn't really in top condition. This is after he tore his biceps. That was questionable. But then here's another interesting thing. And you guys are Brits, so maybe you're not going to like it. But let's analyze body part by body part. Did he had the best arms in the world? Hell no. Best shoulders? Hell no. Chest? No. Legs? No. No. So he had the greatest back, and he had a phenomenal calves. Okay, but he came conditioned, not just conditioned. He would come in superb condition, and every mandatory pose, he pulled it off to look like, wow, this is hard to beat. So even if I'm judged, right? Many times we are just commentators. I see that you give your a roundup after the contest, and you give your opinion.
Yes.
But I tell you this: if you're the judge and you really watch 3 guys back in the time, and now 6 guys, and this is what I'll tell you: if you're watching 6 times being compared, how on earth can you actually compare all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and then in the middle? It's impossible. I'm really so bummed out that there is no respect. There's no respect from federation to the athletes to give them a chance to compete and show them what they train and diet so hard for. The Arnold Classic this year was total of 5 comparisons. Total. I was there, total of 5. And 3 out of those 5 were top 4 guys. Okay? So everybody else had one chance. Now, you mentioned 92 British Grand Prix and any British Grand Prix. We had a 15, 20 symmetry round comparisons.
I was there. You're right. You're correct.
20.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, when I'm posting the pictures from on Instagram, my competitions from back in 90s, I put the picture with the I'm top 5. I'm being compared with a guy 10th and 11th, even British Grand Prix. I posted the Nasser myself in English fellow Wright.
Colin Wright. Yeah, I saw you posted it. Yeah, 99 British Grand Prix.
So this is just example, and people say, "What is he doing there?" Why not? He's on stage. He's in shape. Give him a chance. If I'm better, I'm going to prove it. Right?
Milos, this seems to be I've heard this echoed by other professionals where they say, how can you didn't give me a chance because you didn't give me a chance to compare to those top 4 or 5 guys. How do you know how I would do if you don't stand me next to these guys and actually compare me?
But that's true. I mean, seriously, this is equivalent to having a soccer match, Liverpool, Manchester United, right? And after the first half, so we don't have a time for the second half. We call it off.
Yeah.
Because that's the claim. We have to rush it. We don't have enough time.
Yeah.
They have now all these other classes, bikini and figure and da-da-da-da. Okay, all due respect, allocate more time for a prime event. This is, what it's all about. Give people mandatory poses. I'm not bragging about my guys or anything. I'm one of the guys, and I would always be fair. I always fight for the athletes, not for my guys. But it just happens to be at Muscular Development preview show for Arnold Classic. I told Ron Harris, look, the Max Charles is in phenomenal condition. He has everything.
He looked amazing. So did you prep Milos? Sorry, did you prep Max?
I prepped him, yes. But what's interesting for this show is that look at the preview. I told he's in phenomenal shape. I just hope to God they're going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
No, let's analyze this. He is not a newcomer. He is a 3 times Olympia competitor. Yeah. He was top 3 at Arnold Classic one year with the
2017.
17 correctly. So he's the seasoned pro Olympian, and now he's coming in his best condition ever, slice and dice, full rip, bigger, right? Then he was ignored completely. He was not given a chance at all.
Hang on, who would you like to have seen him compared to?
Of course, 4th, 5th, 6th easily.
Yeah.
Steve Cook Sergio, and who was sixth? I forget who was sixth. But who was sixth? Fourth was Kukla.
Fourth was Kuklo. My mind's gone blank now. Fifth was Sergio. Sergio was fifth.
And Cedric was sixth.
Cedric was sixth. Yeah, Cedric. Yeah. I had Cedric lower.
And let me tell you, further, I would like to see him right next to Dexter. Right now, you see, there's that perceived like, he shouldn't be put next to him. Hold on a second, why not? Like we talk about it. Nasser and I were put in a muscularity round next to Colin Wright, right? Mm-hmm. So many people would say, hey, he has no business being there. Mm-hmm. I would be personally say, hold on a second, he's ready for the show. He's in top condition. He's a pro.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. If Nasser and I are better, we're going to prove it. And he's going to go home feeling great. He had a chance to fight for
it. I think that, to be honest, I remember Max was reaching out to my co-host AJ, and he was saying, like, he was literally on the cusp of like because he was really starting to slip at the end of last year, wasn't he? He was kind of just fading away. I saw him at the Olympia, and I didn't think he looked very good at the Olympia. And I don't write people off, but I kind of thought maybe he was starting to slide. So honestly, what he did at the Arnold Classic, I think he was one of the talking points. He was one of the real talking points at the Arnold because he looked so good.
Yeah, but let me tell you, even the worst news, after the prejudging, when he was being talked about and everybody said he's overlooked, going into the final show, right? There was even bigger disaster. They didn't give him first comparison, of course. There was 5 guys.
Yeah.
Then a second comparison, there was only 4 guys. And then a third comparison, it was 6 guys. He was one of those 6. So they put him in the last bracket.
Oh,
instead of giving them in the second, which, normally, this is just politically, he's too dangerous. We don't want him there because if people see him, they say, oh, he's better than these guys. They have to place him ahead. And I witnessed this throughout 1990s. I said this on another show, I think, Rich Gaspari, when I was approached by an Olympia judge in the European Tour apologizing to me. I said, what do you mean? Why do you apologize? I said, Milos, I just want to tell you, German judge Eric Janner in a German Grand Prix, telling me, Milos, I wanted to call comparison you, Porter Coachella, and Paul Dillette.
Yeah.
And I was not allowed. Wayne DeMilla said, no, you can't make that comparison.
Wayne DeMilla said that?
Yeah, Wayne DeMilla, of course. Wayne DeMilla didn't want that comparison. And look, Porter placed 5th.
Yeah.
Paul was 4th. I was 13th.
What year was that?
1994. 94 in England, Germany.
That was a good year. Wow.
Yeah, but 94, week after the Olympia, I beat Porter Coachella in every European show. In England, in Spain, in Germany, in every single one of them. But he's top 5 Olympia. I was 13th. And I was not given a chance at Olympia, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't do the European tour, okay, I would just go home with I suck, I'm 13th, I'm not at that level, right? And that's what some of those guys are thinking. I didn't even get a single comparison. So I know that every time when I talk to, let's say, Mannion or others, they say, we don't have a time. Okay, you tell me, why don't you give mandatory 30 more minutes for a prejudging of Mr. Olympia and Arnold Classic?
Yeah, I agree.
Who's going to complain? Are you going to complain to see more comparison? Audience, photographers, athletes, nobody's going to complain.
So let's talk about the Arnold Classic itself. What did you think of the results? Say the top 5. Did you agree with it? Did you have maybe Rami placing second or even first?
Look, this is what it is. I love Rami, and just watching him there, relaxed, standing next to William and Dexter, he looked as big as both of them together. No, I'm not joking.
He was huge.
When they're relaxed there and just waiting for a call-out or anything else, he's twice as big.
He was, yeah. And this is a lighter version, isn't it? This is a lighter version that we've from a few years ago. He's dropped like 20 pounds.
But then analyze everything else. His shoulder width, X-frame, the legs that are not seen. nowadays, how many people have legs on stage, really?
That's true. Do you think his leg separation's improved? Because I think it has. What do you think?
Yeah, somewhat. Yes, somewhat. But here it is. There was, if he was competing, like in the morning, as he looked at the evening, they would probably give him a nod. Yeah, at evening he was somewhat better, but there was still not fabulous conditioning.
He seems to do that every time though, because I remember at the last Olympia when he got sixth. I mean, when he came out of the judging, he didn't look good, but what he did in those 24 hours, I thought he looked absolutely amazing the next day. But it's like the results were already decided, you know.
Improved, even though they say that conformation round is judged separately, so you know, they say like doesn't matter, you know, what happened in the morning, but it's always, you know, in the back of your mind, yeah, I put this guy first, second, third.
Yeah.
So to tell you, would I put him first? If he looked in the morning like he looked in the evening, yes, and I would penalize him in the morning because he just didn't have a conditioning. And now when I touch the subject of conditioning, I think conditioning should be number one, first priority at this level. Yeah. That if guys are not conditioned, they should be penalized. Because if you're not penalized, next time you're going to show up in the same condition, why would you change?
Correct. Yeah, I agree. No, I'm a big conditioning proponent. You know, I really believe in conditioning.
I mean, you analyze all the shows, and many times we talk, and I usually agree with your opinion. Look, you're looking for what? Aesthetics and shape, right? Mm-hmm. So this should be there. Balance is nothing can be missing. Mm-hmm. Conditioning has to be perfect, right? So here is where you can pick your winners. There's no balance, upper body, lower body. Okay. Mm-hmm. There is shape. You see, there is a lot of people would say bodybuilding, you know, mass building, muscle building. No, it is physique building. Mm. You know, so this happens that Rami is aesthetic freak. He has a X frame, crazy V taper, wide shoulders. So yeah, he is aesthetic.
I agree with Milos. I agree with you, because I think in the side shots and the back shots, I think he's got a really nice flowing shape, especially the side shots.
I think he looks phenomenal from the front too. I mean, really, a streamlined waist.
For the front, I mean, I like his front aspect, but for me, the front double bicep, the ab and thigh, for me, if he could shave a couple of inches off that waist, then it would completely transform his physique in those poses. But I think from the side and the back, like you say, I think he's aesthetic and big, and it's a good combination.
Yeah, no. For the sake of argument, look, and I like difference in opinions. Okay, I like difference in opinion. Mm. So let's compare him with Jay Cutler at his best.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jay Cutler at his best is phenomenal. Now, who would need to shave off more of the waist, Rami or Jay?
Oh, yeah.
So look, and I'm going to tell you this. I'll give you.
I remember seeing Jay at one of the British Grand Prix, and he had like a little bit of a wider waist, but his stomach was very flat. But his physique itself, this was 2003, when Ernie Taylor came second. For me, like the width of his physique was just completely dominating everybody else, you know? So it was a trade-off.
Yes, a trade-off, but Jay was dominating them in size and fullness, right? Yeah. Just like Rami was dominating everybody at the Arnold Classic with size and fullness.
Yeah.
You know, because really, I'm not going to say that you are wrong and I'm right. I think that Rami has a very tapered upper body and quite small waist and super flat abs.
Yes.
And existing abs. Yeah. So I think just if Rami was in a perfect condition, he would be impossible. No, not hard to beat, impossible to beat. So he made a mistake. He didn't open up the lats in the lats.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't hitting his lats, but they weren't coming out, and it was. I don't know whether they penalised him for that though. But did you agree with third? Do you think he maybe should have beat Dexter or even be first? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, there was a 1 point behind him, and I love Dexter, of course. And this is Dexter's last hooray, right? So. Even we, if you're judges, would be a little sentimental favorites and give them to Dexter.
So you think
it's very possible.
Hang on, Milos. I mean, so you think that Rami deserved it over Dexter?
Possibly in the finals, yes.
He did look good at the finals. He did look good at the finals, but then so did Dexter. So it was
yeah, it's a Dexter. And look, you see this guys are so touchy. If somebody place ahead of somebody else, and then some of us are saying no, maybe the other guy should beat him. They got offended. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: when I competed, and I mentioned, I'm gonna just go last 3 Olympias. 1997. Somebody just posted yesterday on Instagram picture of a Ronnie Coleman 97 Olympia, and right next to it 98 Olympia. 97 Olympia where he placed 9th.
9th, yeah.
And 98 when he won.
Yeah.
And many people are saying, like, oh, 97, right? Okay, this on that picture maybe 98 Ronnie's version was much better, but not so much better that he actually deserved 9th year ago.
Okay, because he was 7th the year before, wasn't he, in 96?
No,
he was 7th in 96.
6th, 96.
6th, yeah, they moved, because one of the guys failed the director test. So he went from 7th to 6th. The year after he went down, because he was rising and rising. Then he dropped down to 9th, and then he come back the next year and wins it. Yeah.
But what I was going to say, you guys have to appreciate and love Charles Claremont, right?
Yes.
Charles Claremont is, for me, one of the absolute top 3 best in the world. His physique is what all of us would want to have. I mean, he was my idol. And, I look up to him. I had a pleasure competing with him. 1997, he was dead last, 13th.
Yeah, I remember that.
Not because he deserves to be last, but the differences were that. I mean, it's really, minuscule. And going from, I was 10th, 97 European Grand Prix Tour, right in the Hungary first, I would beat Chris Cormier, right? In Hungary. Then in England, Chris would beat Nasser Al-Somebadi, who was second to Dorian, right?
That was 97. 97.
Yeah,
because Chris came second. Charles Clement was third, and Nasser who was second at the Olympia, dropped to 4th place, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly. But what I want, Chris went from 8th at Olympia into beating Nasser, but I just beat him day before. Okay.
Yeah, but that was the great thing about the Grand Prix tours, because guys could pull ahead. Remember when Ronnie in was it 97? He was getting 6th, 5th, 6th, and then the old vodka and coffee story with him and Kevin Navrone, and then he ended up winning the Russian Grand Prix, the last one, wasn't it? Well, you were on the tour, mate. Yeah, you were stood next to him.
I was there, and this is where he really established himself as that's probably like first time they realized, hold on a second, check out Ronnie. He's phenomenal, right? And then, the 98, he showed up back in the Night of the Champions and dominated. At that time, like, Kevin was considered unbeatable pretty much until Ronnie beat him. And then when you analyze pose by pose, then you realize, Ronnie is that good. 1996, when he placed 6th, he could have been top 3 easy if you would really consider him. But that's how it is. In IFBB, sometimes it takes you time. You have to pay your dues. And even though they see you on the stage, they don't recognize you until, one time you just showed up a little bit better, and now all of a sudden, oh, look at that. He was there all these years.
Milos, let's check a Milos fact now. Am I correct in saying that you and Chris Cormier are tied for doing the most amount of pro shows? Is it 72 pro shows that you and Chris Cormier have done?
That's right. I was leading, 72. And then 72, and then Chris got me, the same, and then
that's a lot of time.
Vampire Dexter Jackson passed all of,
So how many? I was leading on to the fact, like, Dexter, because I mean Dexter's got 29 pro wins, so I was thinking he's probably up in the 60, 65. So how many pro shows has Dexter done then? It's more than 72.
80 something. Yeah,
80 something.
Yeah, 2016 I was in Australia when he did his 73 show, and then he was all proudly telling me backstage, "I got you." Like, oh shit.
I remember when Dexter won his first pro show at the British Grand Prix. That was 2002, and he beat Dennis James. Do you remember? Were you in that show, 2002?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was emceeing.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah, God, that's right.
I was emceeing with a suit that was twice the size because I can check. I remember the Kerry Case made a fun of it. Here is Milos in his suit. I was like 40 pounds heavier, when I made that suit, and then, I just brought it with me. I didn't check if it looks good.
Fantastic. Let's, you've triggered a memory there. The winning from where Ronnie made the improvements from 97 to 98, went from 9th to 1st. A lot of people say that was one of the biggest leaps in improvement, but you were talking earlier on about Nasser Sambati from 1994 to 95. I think maybe Dennis Wolf in 2006 when he went from, the back of the pack to the front of the pack in a year. Like, that do you think that is one of the most dramatic improvements an IFBB pro has ever made?
For Nasser Sambati, yes. Look, a lot of people don't maybe know. 94, he moved to San Diego, where I lived. And you probably heard that story. He came to visit me. Mm-hmm. He saw my journal on a table and then looked at it, and I realized, oh, you're doing this. I said, Nasser, I already told you last year all that stuff, but he just didn't believe me.
Okay.
That I eat insulin, eat so much protein and all that stuff. So we started training in San Diego. There was a World Gym at the time, Rick Stevenson, January to April. Mm-hmm. We were training partners. Mm-hmm. And I see him. That's why I mentioned he went to 290 something, looking stage ready. And then when he showed up in Houston, beating Vince Taylor and then Night of the Champions, I mean, everybody was shocked. So that was that huge improvement. Mm-hmm. And I was at the time his training partner, most of the time in prep, and I guided him with some protocols.
Do you want to expand on that maybe, or do you want to?
Yeah, or? Everybody knows that I'm an insulin guy, so of course, insulin is the strongest anabolic hormone, and if manipulated correctly, you can see the miracles.
Do you still feel the same way about that? Because I'm diabetic, so I hate the stuff.
Absolutely, even though that everybody
no, because I'm sure. Hang on one second. I'm sure I saw you say something recently on social media, or it's triggered something where you said that. It was. Am I correct in saying that you weren't as big a proponent of it now, or
no? That's not, somebody else said. I think that George Farah said it, or something, not me.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm always true. You're gonna wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, January, February, March, December, doesn't matter. I'm gonna always tell you the same thing.
Okay.
Now here is the question, because they say bloated, bubbly guts, and all that stuff. I used from 1993. Insulin in every show that you mentioned. Every single until 2003 for 10 years. Have I ever had a distended stomach? And I competed extensively. It is yes, you can screw it up if you don't know how you're doing it.
Okay. What about the health ramifications? Have you ever experienced any negative health issues with it, or?
That's another thing that as soon as they say insulin equals diabetes, you're going to become diabetic if you use it.
Yeah.
No, you're going to actually save yourself from becoming diabetic, because let's put it this way. Think about it. Okay. If you eat all these carbs, right, mm-hmm. and you don't take insulin, what's going to happen? Your beta cells of pancreas have to produce so much to dispose that glucose, to bring it down. So beta cells overload. Day in, day out. That's the first cause of type 2 diabetes, frequent high elevation of blood sugar level, mm-hmm. and it's basically burning up your beta cells of pancreas. And then you get insulin resistance and everything else. With smart usage of insulin, when you inject it certainly, mm-hmm. At certain times, you let exogenous insulin does the work, so your pancreas doesn't have to produce all that insulin.
Okay.
Second argument for that is usage of growth hormone, is hyperglycemic. It causes hyperglycemia. And actually, if you go...
Milos, I think that's maybe how I caused my own.
It's quite possible. This is the first thing you can read. 30 years ago, growth hormone, and that's why I warned some famous football players. They were on that. I was with Balco Labs. I don't know if you remember Project Correct.
Balco, yeah.
But it was I was telling them, you can have a prolonged GH use, and let it happen, because you're going to create hyperglycemic episode every time you inject it.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, it's going to accumulate, and it is diabetogenic.
Right.
But not if you can counteract growth hormone and growth hormone and insulin are counter-regulatory hormones, the fire and water, right?
Yeah.
And you know how to manipulate them, you can glide easily. So, but to tell you, you mentioned interestingly, Dennis Wolf from 2006 to 2007.
Incredible.
Who prepared him?
Yes. Coliseum Gym.
I mean, this is what I want to tell you. And so really, so analyze 2006. He was not in the top 15 at Olympia.
He was joint 16th at Olympia, and then a year later he came back and then he took 5th place at the Olympia, and many said he should have beat Ronnie and he should have been a lot higher. I mean, I think that was. I asked Dennis Wolf said that was his favorite look 2007 of all time.
Okay, and I tell you, 2007 we were going to New York first, and Branch Warren won. Dennis James was second. I was also preparing Dennis James for this one. Dennis Wolf was third, and I tell you, I gave him obscene amount of carbs, like 3,500 grams of carbs in the loading process.
Over how long?
3,500.
Over how long?
For the
over
New York.
No, but over 3,500 grams over how long?
Over 2.5 days.
Okay. Still a lot. Still a lot.
Afternoon, Thursday, Friday. And yeah, I mean
that's a lot. Yeah.
And he was good, but and then 2 hours later he loses it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. And I gave him more than I would actually intend to give him. But I see him and, oh, you need more. And then I come back 3 hours later, shit, he needs more. So for Keystone, we did the 4,000 and he won. He won that show.
He looked fantastic there. He looked fantastic there. And yes, I think I've seen Dennis on stage, and you're right. He's someone that can go. He's like Jay Cutler. He can go flat very, very quick. I've seen him come out to the show, look amazing. 2010, I remember the 2010 Olympia, he came out. And in like half an hour or whatever later, it looked like a different bodybuilder because he went so flat. So you're saying you really had to load him.
Yes. And now, because you are also analyst, I love this conversation. We never talk about it. So going into 2007 Olympia, Dennis, even though he won the show, he was not on a radar to be a top 6.
No.
He was okay. He's good. Yeah. So it's like, okay, Dennis, we have to shock them because, okay, he's going to get attention, but he has shoulders this wide. Her frame is there. I load him up with 5,000 grams of carbs.
Wow, 5 kilos of carbs.
Okay.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. But you see that fullness?
Yeah.
He actually made the Ronnie Coleman look small, this most muscular and everything else. And we attract the attention, yes, and he got his placing, like you said. I mean, I would even argue the Dexter and Victor and Dennis. I would like to see a couple of comparisons between them, pose by pose. And I would like the judges actually have to call the pose, okay, and judge the pose.
Yeah.
So if you beat me in front double biceps, okay, but I beat you in last spread and side chest, and
So just a side question, Milos. Do you think Victor should have won that one?
Yeah, Victor, or maybe I would be biased to say that Dennis had a chance to win that one. I mean, he was.
I have heard that. I've heard
Victor would dominate him. Victor was good, but Dennis left that impression like, wow.
Yeah.
What are we looking for? We're looking for that. Wow!
I think you're right. It was the fullness he had. It was the freshness of his muscle. It was like the separation was so clean. It didn't. I think towards the end, his body maybe got a little bit tired, and he got a bit of blurriness in the arms, and in some of the muscle detail went, and he got a bit of muscle damage. But that 2007 Dennis Wolf, that was like I could have seen him definitely higher that year. I mean, I mean, Ronnie was he was done. He was kind of fading, but Dexter should. I think he could have slipped as high as third there.
Yeah, but now again, I'm going to say this publicly also, because like 2007, I actually said that Jay Cutler shouldn't be top 6.
Wow.
It was on YouTube, and I mean, he could have taken against me, but really at that year.
Yeah,
he was off, and
he was.
Okay, maybe I pushed it too far to say top 6, but just it's hard to say he wasn't top 3, right?
Yeah.
And then 2008 he loses to Dexter Jackson. But 2009, I promise you this. As soon as they step on the stage, they say, I called Jay Cutler's mobile and said, congratulations on the victory. That was in the symmetry round. It was not even the muscularity round.
So he hadn't even hit a pose, and you already had him clear first.
When he showed up, that was like one of the most magnificent things I have ever seen in my life. Now let's revisit Jay. I think that he has a somewhat wider waist, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
therefore,
that's not debatable.
Not be considered aesthetic, but god damn, he packed shoulders like this stupid feathered quads going on. Crazy X-frame.
What was the response like when they hit that quad stomp? You know, with the ab and thigh, that famous front cover, the one that I hear. It's like a mythical story. But when he came out and it's like he stomped his authority back on. Like, right, the title is mine again. I'm taking it back.
Exactly. When he hit it, it's like beat that. It's like show is over. Show is over. I mean, just like him being. So what I'm saying is probably that if I would see Ronnie Coleman at his all-time best, and we can argue 2001 Arnold Classic, 98 Olympia, 99 Olympia, there is a 2003. A lot of 2003. You see, I think that 2009 Jay Cutler would beat him.
What?
Yes, 2009 Jay Cutler version would beat Ronnie at his best.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I know.
Really? So you're hang on, Milos, just for the sake of the camera.
It's just not because you didn't consider it.
2009. Sorry, one second. I mean, I've got to get this straight in my head. 2009 Jay Cutler versus 2003 Ronnie. You think Jay would win?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Why? Tell me.
Yes. Abs and legs, leg separation abs, right? And the width. Jay is considerably wider than Ronnie, shoulder-wise. Okay. Considerably.
Yeah, but he's shorter, though.
So shorter makes it even wider, right?
Okay.
So, look at geometry, right?
Yeah.
Why do we, in a side chest pose, go down? If I'm going to lower myself, I look wider. You know, so it's, of course, you're not going to do this from the front because you're going to look like an idiot. But, from the side, you want to, create the illusion of geometry width. So, and I'm not even a fan of Jay's physique. That's why I said, earlier, like, okay, you compare Rami, but if I'm an analyst and I consider X-frame V-taper, oh my God, Jay had 2009, crazy. His waist was maybe not teeny tiny, but his lats and shoulders were, something anybody else. And then sweeping thighs and great calves.
That was also the year that Branch Warren brought his best as well, wasn't it? His all-time best, second.
Yeah, that time, yes. Branch was that hard and freaky and all that stuff. But yeah, as I know, right now I shocked you because you were not expecting. Look, we all have this idea of this guy is unbeatable. This guy is, but then if you would really go through the time zones and times and bring 1999 Flex Wheeler, right, when he's supposed to win, right? And somebody else. Yeah, go ahead.
I've got really sorry, Milos. 93 Dorian, 2099 Ronnie, 2009 Jay, 2011 Phil Heath. Who wins?
Come on. I would say that 2009 Jay Cutler.
Wow. Okay.
I'm telling you,
he was very dominant. He was. I mean, I was at 2010, but I didn't go to 2009. But I just remember saying, like, it was amazing.
No, if you didn't see it live, if you see the pictures don't do justice. Okay. Pictures don't do justice. I promise you this. And structurally, right? Like I said, I didn't even like Jay's physique to be mentioned as a top 5, right?
Wow. Okay.
I'm a aesthetic type. I would go with the Flex Wheeler, with the Kevin Levrone, even Sean Ray. People criticizing Dexter Jackson. They have this aesthetics. Charles Claremont. Oh my God, right? I mean, Lee Haney, 1991. This was a sight to see.
Yeah.
But when I just look pure strided, hard, dense, separated muscle with a gym and conditioning 2009, Jay Cutler, I don't think anybody could touch him.
Wow. That'd be a hell of a call-out, wouldn't it? The 93 Dorian, 2011 Phil. 90, what do you think's Ronnie's best? 99 with when he had the smaller waist, or do you think the 2003? Because I did personally, I wasn't that crazy about the 2001 Arnold look, because it was shredded, but I felt I preferred the 99 Olympia look, where he had the aesthetics and the size. What do you think?
Well, here it is, and I have to ask you, why did Frank Zane back in the day won 3 Olympias in a row with the guys that was dwarfing him in size? Why was back then considered that, okay, here's the guy? Why would Mohammed Makawi beat Lee Haney in one of those shows before?
83.
I mean, Lila Brad, why would Sean Ray be close second to the Dorian 94 and possibly had a chance to win? Okay, because at the time, like Joe Weider would consider beauty in bodybuilding, aesthetics and shape should come first, regardless of the size. But because of Dorian 93 version, he was magnificent by all means. But he shocked the judges, and judges didn't know what to do. And they said, look at this, so much size, so much definition, so much, okay. 93, I would still give it to Flex Wheeler. Oh.
Wow. Well, I suppose, like you said, it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, that's.
No.
Yeah. I mean, Flex Wheeler was on point that year. I mean, he was.
So now here, okay, because I wanna build on your reaction. You're almost shocked, like, oh my God, who has a better body? I'm not talking about victories. Who bodies you prefer, Flex Wheeler or Dorian? Bodybuilding.
Okay.
Bodybuilding in mind.
Let's take 93 Olympia Dorian and 98 Arnold Classic Flex Wheeler.
Okay. And the difference from 98 Flex Wheeler and 93 Flex Wheeler, what was the difference? Because he was on a little bit of size.
I'm talking about the 98 Arnold, because I always felt like Flex Wheeler always brought his best to the Arnold Classics, but never ever brought his best to the Olympia, not even once. The Arnold Classic 93, 97, 98, even 2000 when he won, I thought that was probably as close to aesthetic bodybuilding perfection, aesthetics, classic as you can get. I mean, it was just, those pictures still blow my mind, and it like even that the floor post of the 93.
That twisting back shot is unbeatable.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But here just to,
and he was 218 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to confirm with you, just mentioned that you would give Flex at his best over Dorian at his best.
I'm probably going to get.
Yeah,
probably gonna have to move.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah,
that's what I said earlier. Those champions or bodybuilders that place higher would take offense, like, oh, yeah, I won, and he says I didn't deserve to win. It's a subjective opinion of few people called judges. They're gonna tell you, this and that. Like, they're gonna say, oh, what is bigger? And some, this is considerably bigger. Are you blind? But if judges call it, what are you going to do?
Milos, sorry, in 1999, I remember that was the year you got second at the Night of Champions. Paul Dillette was, Marcus Rule was 4th place. You were 2nd place.
No, I was 5th.
5th? Night of Champions?
Yeah, 99, I was 5th. Second was Pavel Jablonetsky, and third was Dexter Jackson.
Okay.
Marcus Rule 4th, I was 5th.
That was the year you kind of supersized your physique, but that was the year you did probably best in terms of placings?
Yeah, I mean, 99 European Grand Prix Tour, British Grand Prix, which was phenomenal. If you remember, Ronnie won, Flex was 2nd, Kevin 3rd, Dexter 4th, I was 5th, Nasser 6th, Marcus 7th, and so on. And same thing happened a couple of days earlier in Italy in a World Pro Championship. I managed to beat Nasser and Marcus being that big. Now,
the reason I'm saying that is because I was reading on your social media, and you were saying that was that was the look that year you weren't happy with. I remember you did something to your arms. And 99, and you know, and you kind of did. It's like the placings reflected well, but you said you weren't happy with that physique.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned I'm not afraid to talk about it. I ruined my physique and my arms using a synthol, you know, trying to get bigger.
Yeah, but a few did. Milos, a few did that year. I remember Mike Matarazzo did it in 99. And who else did it? Who else did it? There was somebody else. Was Nasser did it as well, and his shoulders in 2002 and all that. And that was around the time when everyone seemed to be the rage, and everyone kind of started following suit, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, look, and I mentioned you sell your soul to the devil is going to come and claim it. And really, this is the single-handedly mistake that cost me my career. Because let's put it this way: if I continued, I was finally, you know, beating Nasser and Marcus, you know, and I was, you know, now going to be considered, you know, a top player.
Yeah.
But then I ruined it and really I became fibrotic and necrotic and all this stuff, and shape just changed. And, you know, I'm first to say I ruined it. And, of course, every time when I talk to any of my guys and people that just ask me, I would, you know, say, stay away from it. Don't ruin your physique.
Yeah.
And learn from my mistakes. But yeah, if you mention 97, I felt super comfortable with the physique that I had, but I was placing nowhere, right? So I said, okay, if it's just a size game, I can put the muscle. That's why originally I told you it's a different thing, muscle building or physique building.
Yeah.
I wanted to build my physique with a certain image that I had.
Yeah.
And that was my 97 look.
Okay.
And then,
that was the look you were happiest with.
Yeah. And then I had to supersize it. And I didn't like it, even though a lot of people, 99 is your best. I hated it. I didn't like it. Yeah. That was too heavy for me.
It's a trade-off, wasn't it? You got better placings, but you weren't happy with your physique.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's why I would say, if we judge a physique, and I mentioned Lila Brada and Maccabi, Danny Padilla, you can go, you know, any of those, Frank Zane, right? 180 pounds. And winning Olympia, in front of Joe Weider, father of bodybuilding, who appreciated that look.
Milos,
okay, so why did it go away?
Milos, a question I've wanted to ask you for 2 years now is when Shawn Rhoden won the Olympia, you were one of the first people that popped into my mind that I thought Milos is going to be happy about this. Because Shawn Rhoden is you know, did you think, aesthetics are making a comeback to bodybuilding? Yeah. Because, you know, like there was it's like there's many years people said, it's all about size and mass, and Rolly's got to get bigger and Rami's got to get bigger. It's all about being 300 pounds. And then someone like Shawn Rhoden comes in the shape of his life and wins the Olympia completely out of the blue. What was your feeling?
Well, let me tell you, you know, so consider this. Phil Heath is super aesthetic. Phil Heath was winning, being a super aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, so he was beating Kai Green in an era in the 90s. Kai would probably beat him because Kai is so much bigger.
That's true, because Kai was kind of bigger, but
yeah, they were giving it to Phil Heath.
Phil just flowed better, didn't he? I suppose he did. Yeah, he did.
So aesthetics were already there. Yeah. But what happened with Shawn Rhoden, they awarded conditioning. Aesthetics, you know, but they awarded conditioning. It's not like Phil Heath was terribly off, but Shawn Rhoden was jacked, maximal, you know, super dry. Everything was perfect, and he had a symmetrical physique. So I was excited that judges recognized conditioning. You know, all these things equal: beautiful shape, aesthetics, V-taper, X-frame, you know, muscle separation, polishment. But then Shawn Rhoden was considerably, you know, better conditioned and had a ab control.
Right. Okay. So you think that's why they gave it to Shawn Rhoden?
That's why, yeah. But it's already since Cedric McMillan won Arnold Classic.
I was just about to mention that. I was just about to say that, Milos.
Yeah, I mean that's when they start turning. That's when they start turning into maybe aesthetics. So now let's revisit this. I just tell you, Big Ramy could have won. This is Arnold Classic. What? Because he was still bigger and he would be aesthetic.
Okay.
I mentioned Jay Cutler 2009 that you're kind of shocked, but he shut the lights and see the silhouette.
Right. Okay.
And next frame, the shape is there. He just he had a little bit wider waist, but he compensated with that much wider of the shoulders and sweep on the thighs. So if bodybuilding, they're gonna go with bigger is better, like since '90s when they award Dorian, and then first Lee Haney, right?
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
bigger,
He was huge.
and then Dorian and Ronnie, and they continue with Jay. If you go with that, then Rami could be a first favorite to win. If he comes conditioned.
That's really interesting. I like hearing the different the views. Not like, oh, he's aesthetic, so he should win. And I like that. I like the fact you've said that Phil Heath has good aesthetics, because I think he's got very good aesthetics, and it's interesting to see how objective you are. So let's talk about this year's Olympia. What do you think will happen?
This year's Olympia, first, I just hope to God is gonna actually happen. I would love to see Phil Heath back in the show. I don't know. It's ridiculous that he, is even debating. He lost that 1 year, by a narrow margin, and he has that incredible shape. Yeah. He's called gift for a reason. That aesthetics, like, oh my God, full round muscle bellies. Yeah. He only have to get abs in control and get back into his crazy conditioning, which I'm sure he can repeat. So he would be top contender. You see the pictures between him and Brandon back in the day, or him and anybody. So he would have an incredible chance to win. I would love to see Kai Green back.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that ship has sailed.
I also think he's too busy, but I would love to see
he'll still tease us every 6 weeks out every year with oh, do you think I should compete, guys? But I don't think he's doing it now. I think, but I think because I speak to Phil regularly, he's a good friend of mine, and he could still compete. I did a tour with him last year in the UK, and what was he? He was still huge, wasn't he? Absolutely. We did the tour, what was it, 6-7 weeks out from the Olympia, and he looked like if he got home, because we were kind of like joking about it on the tour, and he says, maybe I should just jump on a 6-week diet and go win the Olympia. And it was like, I was like, you got to do it, Phil. But the point is, he could. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he could still come back and be I think he could still take it.
I've seen those pictures from the tour, and I thought, like, okay, he's doing it.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures, I thought he was doing it.
But what about 100% Brandon this year? Because Brandon was bigger in the upper body last year, but I still preferred how his condition, and Brandon agrees with this, how his condition was when he won the Arnold Classic last year. But thing is, now Brandon's got a full year to prepare. He's got, he had to peak twice last year with the Arnold Classic and the Olympia, which he won both, which is incredible. But now, he's going to be more confident because he is Mr. Olympia. So what do you think, Brandon? Do you think Brandon can hold on to the title this year?
Brandon has a phenomenal physique. That when he lifts his arms, that retaper is great. Yeah. He was a little bit light in the leg department from the front. Mm-hmm. From the side, his hamstring creating illusion of size there, but from the front, especially like comparing to Hadi, you could see that it's missing. So balance was not there, and conditioning was not there. Right. And I'm sorry. If Brandon comes slice and diced, he will become one of the all-time best physiques ever. Right? When we talk about 93 Dorian or this and that, Brandon. He has. Who wouldn't want to have a Brandon's physique? Oh my God! If he puts a little bit size on the legs, he pays attention to the most missing muscle on a pro stage, which is abs.
Oh, abs! I thought you were going to say calves.
I would say.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, I would tell you, more people were missing abs than the calves. There was a bunch of people. Okay. You could have seven guys with the abs, but only 2 guys with the abs.
I'll have to pull you on that one, Milos. I think Brandon's got a good mid. I think Brandon's got a really good midsection.
Midsection, yeah, but he has a small waist and shallow, not deep enough, and not controlling them.
Right. Okay.
You're not controlling them. So look, Hadi was exploring this all day long on the stage. That's why you saw him winning.
But that's genetic. Okay, sorry.
So it's the center of the body. It's 6 small little symmetrical muscles.
Yeah.
And if you have abs and separated legs, you can glance for 1 second on the stage and look away. What is going to come to your eyes? Abs and legs.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And nobody really pays attention to that. That's why Hadi Choopan was such a standout.
But let's compare the abs of Hadi to Brandon. Hadi's got genetically thicker abs. So isn't it? So you're talking more about control rather than the shape of the muscle when they're on stage, because the eyes are drawn to it. Is that, am I getting it right?
I'm going to tell you this. Do you think that I always had a super deep abs? Okay, so I'll tell you. One of the things that I wanted to develop was deep chiseled abs. And so I had to do something like stretching, hanging leg raises and cable crunches when I would stretch the abs to create that gap, deeper and deeper, stretch and stretch.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
1998, I came in 1987 to America. In 1998, I went back to Serbia, and then I was training in some gym, and I was doing those exercises. A couple of years later, I come back to the Serbian championship, and I look like 30 guys in the contest have a crazy deep abs like I had.
Yeah.
Okay, because they were doing what I was doing. They keep doing, these exercises. Now, you go to the gym, right? Quite often. How many times did you see guys training abs?
Not anymore.
Huh?
Sorry,
when
no.
When was the last time you see anybody train abs?
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So you don't train them. How can they become better? So all these guys, I mean, for the love of God, this is the center of the body and an attractive muscle, right?
Yeah.
Your crazy abs. So when you have a Brandon Curry type of physique with the shoulder, the arms, everything else, you build up your legs a little bit and train abs every goddamn day. I would give my guys, you've seen abs of the Max Charles?
Yes, yeah. They're just bumpy and they're amazing. They're amazing. Sorry?
Was it a standout?
They were. As soon as Max walked out for the individual, when he bring them out individually, at the very start of the show, sooner my eyes were drawn to his midsection, because not just the dryness, the condition, the vascularity, but there was. You're right. My eyes were drawn to his midsection, and that was one of the biggest changes in his physique. Positive.
Yeah, but you see, and you're an analyst and a bodybuilding fan, and you just said it. Yeah, you were drawn to the abs.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Everybody would have the same effect. And 2 guys had the abs in the show at Olympia, and 2 at Arnold Classic. For the love of God, what's up with you guys? And I've been saying this. So I train with my guys. Before every workout, we have to do 3 supersets, hanging leg raises, and the high pulley cable crunches. And then it was the contest, 3 sets, superset before, 3 after. And then you train twice a day, you repeat this twice.
Hiddetada always had good abs, and you were training Hiddetada, weren't you? Yamagishi.
Look at Hiddetada 2005, he had the very shallow abs. In 2006,
yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's changeable if you train it. For a lot of guys, you can build the muscle biceps, you do the preacher close. What did you do for abs lately?
Yeah.
Nobody does it. Yeah. And you wonder why they don't have it. So Brandon Curry, I love his physique. Yeah. I do think that Hadi Choopan beat him last year. Yeah. If I was, but not on the beauty of his physique, and just balance and conditioning.
Yeah. It's a shame Hadi wasn't how he looked at the Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
Even we did the wrap up. I did the wrap up with Flex Wheeler, Hanny Rambod, and Ron Harris, and even Hanny said, "Yeah, he's 85% of what he was at Vancouver." But the uncertainty of being able to fly and stuff. Milos, can I ask you one final question before I let you go? Because I know you got to go to the gym and do your thing.
Yeah. I have more. Don't worry.
Okay. How do you think Flex Lewis will do coming into the Open? Because Sean Ray and Jay Cutler, based upon the lineup of last year's Olympia, reckon that if he'd have come in as an Open, say last year, they said at 225 or whatever, they reckon he could have won it. He could have won it. So how do you think he's going to do this year it's not his first show as an Open, because he did 2 in 2011, but as his first, as a 225 plus, how do you think he'll do at the Olympia?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. As you know, Flex Lewis came to me when he was younger, and I put the major size on him originally, right? And then he went with the Neil Hill. But the biggest size improvement in his career was with me when he was here in the Colosseum gym.
Okay.
You know, this is a fact. And I've seen transform in this 1 year, and then I see him keep improving, and he became untouchable in a 212, right?
Yeah.
So and I was always under the impression he could be 225 on the stage, but he just had to make the weight, so he has to strip down.
Yeah.
You know, and that probably cost him some of the size. So imagining this extra 10, 15 pounds would be lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, he has one of the most complete legs that are untouchable, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It has a strong waist. So how would he flare in an open division? In Korea, that 1 year, 2018 or something.
17.
Hadi Chopin actually beat him in that show.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so, you know, and I'm...
There was a lot of controversy around that contest. It was a 212 show in Korea post-Olympia, and many felt that Flex Lewis won, Hadi Chopin was second, and many felt that Jose was third, and many felt that Hadi Chopin should have won that contest. So.
You know, look, hands down. I mean, I'm friends with Flex.
Yeah.
I would say this to his face as well.
Okay.
There was maybe back double bicep that Flex won.
That's his killer shot, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's his killer shot, yeah. But everything else, when you look, Hadi was wider, was fuller, more rounder, striated, drier. Yeah. I mean, you know, everything. Well, but that was not Flex at his best.
Yeah.
That was not Flex at his best.
Yeah.
So putting 15 pounds on Flex and getting this crazy conditioning that he could have get in all these Olympias, yeah, it would make him a front runner for sure, you know, fighting for the title. Now, you have to see
you think he could potentially win the Olympia in 2020?
Yeah, of course. I mean, let me ask you this. If
Bonac, sorry, 1 second. So you reckon he can take out Hadi, Bonac, Ramy, Sean Roden if he comes back, Phil Heath, Brandon Curry?
It's quite possible.
Okay.
It is quite possible. Okay, if you are not even considering that Flex Lewis couldn't win the contest, tell me why.
Yeah.
What is missing? He's 7 times Olympian. So, but this is, you know, we have that
yeah.
caption. Okay, this guy could win, but this guy can only maybe make a top 5.
Yeah.
You saw Hadi Chopin winning the show last year, right? You saw it.
Did I?
In your opinion, Hadi Chopin could have won Mr. Olympia last year.
Any of those top 3, I wouldn't have argued. I'll be honest. I mean, at the night show, at the posing routine, I thought Bonac, but then I saw Brandon's routine. I had an argument for all 3. That's my honest.
Argument for top 3. So he asked thousands of people before the show. They wouldn't consider him being a top 3 or potential winner because let's put him in this group. This group, top echelon. We put some guys. Okay, these guys. This Olympia is between them.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned 1997. Ronnie was 9th. I was 10th. Mike Materazzo 11th.
He's like me with the placings. Yeah.
Mike Francois.
Yes.
Adam Classic was 12th. Charles Clement 13th. Does it mean that Charles Clement and Francois sucked? No. It was very close, but somebody has to be first. Somebody has to be last.
Okay.
So coming into the show, does Flex Lewis have a chance to win Olympia? Hell yes. He comes in a crazy condition.
Yeah.
If he comes bigger, which he will, because he's not weight limited this time.
I've seen. I mean, thing is, Flex has sent me photographs of how, and I've been asked not to show them to anyone. And of like at 4 weeks out, he is sitting around 225, 226, and he looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, but in those photos, you just think he looks like perfection. You know, he looks amazing. It looks like a 98 Flex Wheeler.
Yeah, so you see, a good thing for him, he's specially invited as a 7 times champion. There's no way he's going to be overlooked. So they're going to actually, audience in the world wants to see it. Yeah. What is he going to look like next to Brandon?
Yeah.
You know, I just hope Hadi's going to compete, but, with all this politics and, Iran situation, maybe it's going to be hard for him to get that visa, which is travesty. I would love to see him compete. But can you remember the pictures of Bonyak and Flex Lewis, most muscular pose next to each other? Back in the day, a few years back. Okay. William Bonyak was a little bit smaller.
Well, I remember I seen them on stage together as 212s. I saw them at the 2012 Prague and the 2012 British Grand Prix. They were in the 212 together. But that was when, because William really wasn't a 212, like kind of like Flex is really. He was kind of, his best physique is, how he looks now.
Yeah, so you answer right there. Bonyak in 212 was not as competitive as Bonyak in open, putting extra 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's the argument for me. I expect that Flex is going to look like a freak because he had years off.
Yeah.
Another thing is that maybe while many people are right now coronavirus limited with the gyms, Flex Lewis gym.
Yep.
And I'm sure he is taking advantage of this and building up the physique that's going to be very hard to beat.
I spoke to him. I spoke to him 3 days ago, and he's taking full advantage of it. He's very lucky. He's very fortunate, obviously, but he's certainly not losing any gains.
Yeah, and he has the momentum. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I know some guys really they don't have access to the gym. I'm blessed that I do, thank God. But some of the top pros nowadays, they're doing a push-ups and whatever, things like garage.
Yeah, I know it's well, we just got to stay positive and hope that all the gyms reopen, So, but Milos, this has been absolutely amazing. I mean, I could kick myself for not getting you on before. I'm so sorry, but this was absolutely amazing. We've got to do this again soon. We've got to do it again soon, mate, because you and I think we could talk. We could do a 5-hour podcast and not even take a breath.
Yes, because I'm too excited about all the other shows, but I think I expressed my opinion, and so one thing that I would really like a message to be: allocate more time for Mr. Olympia for the open bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
At least, please, because this is a main event. UFC has 3 rounds in all the other fights, but main event is 5 rounds, and championship is 5 rounds. Okay. Arnold Classic main event is open bodybuilding. You didn't give us a time. We don't have a time. You make the time, for the love of God. Start half an hour earlier, finish half an hour later. Give those comparisons. And last thing is, I would really stop this nonsense with 6 people being compared. If you are an expert and I'm an expert, I'm going to say, but if I have to look right now 6 guys, who I'm going to look? It's impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, I did this one time for muscular development. I was writing on internet what I see on the stage.
Yeah, the play-by-play.
Yeah, play-by-play.
Yeah.
I was in panic. I couldn't even. Okay,
too many on stage.
Too many on stage, and I was supposed to give opinion for everybody who's winning.
Right.
I was panicking. But judges are in the same position.
Yeah.
How can you possibly judge? Yeah, Steve Weinberger, really. He is such an expert. He can glance at you. I agree. He has seen more bodybuilding shows that you and I even know about it. So he judged. Of course, he is way above us as far as judging, and he can glance from one to another and see what he wants to see.
Yeah.
But then again, how do you explain Max Charles being so overlooked that everybody in the world saw it, but you guys didn't see it? You know what I mean?
I think AJ will agree with on that one, because he was really banging the drum for Max Charles being overlooked at the Arnold. He was the one. He says he got. I think he sent him an award, the most robbed competitor or something. It was the most overlooked or robbed or something. But he wanted to acknowledge the fact that Max really did deserve. He felt that he deserved, and a lot of people felt that Max deserved a much better look in at the Arnold Classic. Well, let's hope he gets to qualify for the Olympia and we can see him, because I mean he really is at his best. He's a top 10 Olympic competitor, isn't he?
Yeah, let me tell you, they sleep on him. The guy is a freak, has everything.
Yeah,
good structure. We built up a little bit more legs, and come in this kind of condition. He doesn't have a weak mandatory pose. He lifts his arms are phenomenal. Shoulders, goddamn.
I'll stop you there. I think he's very, very good from the front and the side. I think his back poses could definitely be. I think that's where judges might pull him down a little bit, because he could definitely get a little bit more going on in the back shots. But the front and the side, he's tremendous. Beautiful aesthetic, the way he angles his physique. It's he's like you said, your eyes are drawn to him.
Yes, I mean, I agree with you. Back is still not 100% there. He needs to have a thinner skin and a little bit more detail, you know. But its muscle is there. I mean, I appreciate it. And when I look at somebody, okay, whoa, I'm a big fan of his physique, right?
Yeah.
So we do need to bring a little bit size to the wheels, to the lateral portion, like lateralis, to have a little bit more sweep.
Yep.
And a little bit more detail on the back. And then what? Then
because he does have he does have very small joints. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Vince Taylor with the small knees and the small wrists, and so everything and the big full muscle belly. So there is like a real illusion there. So he kind of he can hold his own against any the mass monsters or the the Bonaks and the Ramis and stuff like that. Milos, I've got to thank you so much. This has been absolutely fantastic, mate. And let's hope we can all meet up at the Olympia and we can break down the show afterwards as well, and we can all disagree with each other, and it'll be fantastic.
Guys, nice to meet you. All right.
Milos,
we'll do this again anytime.
Milos Sarcev, thank you so much.
Anytime.
Okay, bye-bye. 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 Oh, there we go. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we're joined by a very good friend of mine of 14 years, Sami Al Hadad. Yay! Sami,
hey, what's up, mate?
Sami, I feel like it's a bit of a reunion special, this one.
Oh, yeah. I never forget the way you took care of me when I came to, was it Birmingham? No. Was it?
Manchester, 2011.
No.
Yeah, Manchester.
Yeah, that was for the Mr. Olympia, the first version.
Yes, that was the very first amateur Olympia outside. Well, the first amateur Olympia. That was hang on a minute. That was 2011 in London.
Yes,
2011. Because if you remember, this was back when you were an amateur, and I said to you, Sami, there's an amateur Olympia going on in the UK. They're putting it with the British Grand Prix, and I'm telling you, mate, if you come over, you'll win it.
Yes, I remember that. And when I won it, he told me to take the pro card, and it was funny that I had to reject it that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right, yeah. Because
I had to reject the pro card because I was really crazy and craving to win the overall world champion. By winning that title, it will give me the right to say I'm the best person in the world, all division in this year.
Yeah.
So I got that title, and then I took the pro card.
I remember because I was working with Sean Ray with MD at the time, and I filmed the interview. Sean Ray did the interview, and then when Sean was like, "Oh, obviously you turned pro now, so you're going to come back out with Branch Warren and Johnny Jackson and Ronnie Raquel," and then the lineup a couple of hours later, like the lineup came out, and then Thomas Barres came out, the guy who got second in the overall, and I was like, I don't think Sami's took his pro card.
Yeah, it is. Sean Ray was so pissed at that day.
Yeah.
And he tried to convince me. He tried to convince me and tried to push me, and I said, nah, it's all right. I'll pass. I'll pass that time.
Yeah.
I know some people are crazy about the pro card, and I should have, I should have taken it, but still, I would have missed that title. Now, this title on my shelf, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, good. Well, and I think the next time I gave you the call, I said, Sami, now you're pro. You need to come over and do the Body Power Pro. There's a 212. And I'm telling you, mate, I know you trust me. Come over and you'll win it.
And I listened to you, and I came over and I won it.
That's right, because Sean Tavernier, I mean, I think he was, because obviously he was probably the favourite to win, and he was a big name, and he got Rookie of the Year at the Olympia the year before, so he was really the favourite going in, and then you kind of swooped in, and
No, honestly, still, if he comes back and compete at 212, he will make a lot of damage.
Totally agree.
But I don't know if he's coming back, because I saw some photos being posted. I don't know if he's back. He wanted to compete again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, because I know he did some other federations, and he was kind of doing okay with that. But he's still big as a house. I saw him. He came to Phil Heath's seminar when I did that Phil Heath UK tour. He came to a seminar, and he was looking as huge as ever. So maybe there's a chance he will come back to the 212. I'd like to see him come back to the 212.
Absolutely. I mean, he stand a good chance to be among the top 6.
Now, Sami, like, I've known you since 2006. You've always been so dominant in every contest as an amateur, as a pro. You've won pro shows. You've pushed Flex Lewis to the limit in 2012 at the Prague Pro. You beat Eduardo Correa at his best. You beat Jose Raymond, William Bonac. You know, you've beat the big names in the 212. Now, and then the last few years, your placings were starting to slide. You were down to 13th place at the Olympia, and then I was at the Olympia last year, and I was very happy with what I saw in the 212. And you were you were first call out. You were first call out. And I was like, yes.
Now, honestly, I'll be frank with you. I'll be frank with you, only with you, and this life. You know that I've been really appreciated back home in my country, and we get rewarded very well. As much as you achieve, they will reward you.
Yeah.
The problem is I never knew when you get so comfortable, you will not be really productive in bodybuilding or whatever sport you're doing. You will not be hungry anymore. You will not be starving for an achievement. I achieved to change my life, to get my life to a better level in personal life.
Yeah.
So when you get multiple cars, your house, and everything you wanted, and I've been got the title of as a job professional bodybuilder on my passport. I got ambassador for the Olympic Committee.
Wow.
So there is a lot going on that you earn a lot of cash from it.
Yeah.
So with that, I don't think you will be killing yourself anymore to go and win a competition in like not the Olympia and the normal competition,
Understood.
Which is $8,000 or $6,000, while you earn a lot.
Yeah,
so it's not bad. But what I mean, that's what I missed.
Yeah.
Like because I got everything, I got so comfortable, and then when I got so comfortable in the comfort zone, I start dropping slowly.
Okay.
And said, what if I consider myself a broke? What if I consider myself that my life depend on this show? What if I consider this is my last show in my life? So me and George, we set up really a good plan
George Farah?
To come up really good. And George, really, he never said no for nothing that I asked. And he always provide me with everything. So he set a plan and we came up really good. Only one thing, which is I agree. I heard you comment after the Olympia. When I came up on stage so sharp, so active. But you don't know what happened to me again when I came up for the next and third. So I start cramping crazy. I can't hold on. So I kept soft.
Yeah.
I had to not flex. Whenever I flex, it get cramped.
Because you faded so fast. You came out so good. And I said to George Farah was sat next to me then, Dennis James. And I said, what's happened to Sami? He's really fading. I said, he looked 10 minutes ago, he looked incredible. Now he's really, because they kept calling you out. And I thought maybe you were just tired, And
I can see George, and I see you next to him. And George was telling me, Sami, flex. George, I wish you feel what I feel right now.
Yeah.
So, the cramp was killing me everywhere, especially was my legs. I couldn't flex my legs and my abs. And I know at the Olympia, if you cramp a lot, they will DQ. Definitely, they will give me, DQ. So I just...
I have seen... Do you remember the 2011 Arnold Amateur when your ab popped out? Do you remember when you started cramping?
Yep.
I've never seen anything like it. Your ab literally just popped out, and it cost you you were winning that. You were winning that 100%.
And it's affected me. Did you notice on the judging what they said to me? Are you okay? Are you okay? They kept telling me.
Yeah.
But my abs was almost popped out.
Yeah. I've got the photos, and I remember you trying to stretch yourself out and stuff. And I was like, I've never seen cramp that bad, where the muscle looked like it was trying to jump off.
But to be honest, Giles, I think at the Olympia I supposed to be at fourth, the tops at this Olympia, that 2019. I see myself at the fourth place.
So you would have been placing ahead of John Jewett because he was fifth.
Yes, he was fifth. No, he was fourth.
He was fourth.
He was fourth, and Ahmed Ashkanani was 5th.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I like Ahmad's physique, but I personally prefer yours because you've got better balance and when you're on, which you like, 90% of the time, you're so consistent. You're very much like Kamal. You're very consistent with your conditioning and your overall polish.
Right. And this year, hopefully, if things goes all right, I'm gonna aim for top 4 definitely. I won't say 3 because the 3 of them, if Kamal comes 100%, I think he will snatch it definitely from Derek. Derek, if he comes with a new thing, because Derek, he didn't have things popping up. He's good. He's young, but he didn't have striations. He didn't see them yet.
Do you think
so? If you bring it up, you must be. You and Kamal, you're a little bit older than Derek. So you're 40. Oh, yeah.
You're 40. You two are 40 plus. So you got Derek at like 26. Maybe he just hasn't got the kind of muscle maturity that people like yourself and Kamal have got.
Sure, yeah. You're right. Definitely, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what did you think about Kamal winning the Olympia, though?
Well, he deserved it. He deserved it. Clear. Yeah. He can't say anything. He looked pretty good. He peeled. Yeah. And at the age, he's older than me 1 year. The guy, he was the favorite guy at that night.
So your physique, though, you got like someone like Flex Lewis, William Bonac, these guys who were 212s, and they struggled to make weight those last few years. Do you actually struggle to make 212, or does your physique naturally sit at around that weight?
No, not only at the beginning. When I turned pro, I always weigh in about 211, 212. Yeah. And then had an incident with my prep in the previous about 4 or 5 years. Little bit health issue, and I start scared to push myself to the limit.
Okay.
And then I start building up the this fear. When you have a little bit phobia from something that happened to you during the prep or something, I start building it up slowly. Now I'm at the Olympia. I was so happy with what I brought on stage, but I think this year it will be even much better with the age. I think really, me, Kamal, maybe Dexter, we peaked up on the 40.
Yes, yeah. No, I totally agree. Yeah, just say there was no weight restriction, would you still be sitting at the same weight you compete at as a 212?
I wish George with us in this life, because he would say, I told him I want him in the open, because he keep pushing me to go in the open, and he have the plan to make me add a lot of size. You never know. Maybe before my retirement, I'll move to the open.
Wow, because you are quite tall for a 212, because 212s are typically 5'5" and below. You're like 5'7", 5'8"?
I'm 5'7".
Yeah. So really, the 212 is for guys 5'5" and under, really. And you've got to have a really good shape to be really competitive if you want to be above 5'5" in the 212.
If I see Bonac, I was 212, and he went in the open and he placed very well, and he is top 3 Mr. Olympia contender.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it is.
What do you think about Flex Lewis going in the open now, your old adversary?
And I can't wait to see him at the open. He'll make a lot of damage, but I don't know where I place him, because I think he will surprise us. Flex, he either he comes to shake everybody off, or he will not take it.
Okay, so who do you think? Okay, then, how do you think he will do this year then?
I think my top 3.
Top 3?
Will be, let's say top 5. But not in order.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not in order. I'll say Brandon, Bonac, Flex, Hardy.
Yep.
Is Sean Roden in?
Sorry? Sean Clarendon?
Sean Roden.
Oh, Sean Roden.
No, Sean Roden.
Yeah, Sean Roden. I think he might be.
If he is on, if they allowed him, no problem, then this is my top.
Okay, that's interesting. So you got things like last year you had Hadi Chupin, William Bonac, and now you got Flex Lewis. You got X212 guys going into the open and doing very, very well. You know, I mean, really,
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Curry, there was rumors 4 years ago, that he was going to go to 212. And it's like, there's a guy winning the Olympia at like 240. So the guys, you know, like the top 3, top 4 guys, only like 230, 240, you know, that's only like a few pounds over the 212 limit.
Yeah. But wait, let me ask, Hadi Chupan, how much did he weigh for the Olympia?
I've got two, I'm sure, hang on one sec. I did the wrap up with Hani Rambod. And I'm sure
it was 212, right?
Sorry?
Was he close to 212, like 215, 216?
Some reason 216's popping into my head, because when we finished it, Hani said, "Do you know what? I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to weigh Hadi now. I'm going to weigh him now." And I know when Hadi did the 2017 San Marino Pro, when he came second to Cedric McMillan, he beat Brandon there. That was he was supposedly 212. He was 212 on stage.
Wow.
I know.
So I think we're giving it a thought. We'll see. I'll speak to George to put me out in the top, because he said I have a nice formula for you, like the way I gave Dexter. So don't worry. I said, all right.
Yeah. I mean, well, Dexter at 50 years old, and you've got Sean Roden, like, you know, winning the Olympia at 43. You know, it's like you said, I think. It's funny, isn't it? Like Lee Haney was retired at 31. Guys aren't even getting their pro card till they're 35 now, you know?
Right. That's right. So I just have a question, as long as you're in the loop and you know what's going on. What about the qualification for the Olympia now? Is there any way that, because I don't think everyone will be easy to get the qualification if you make the show August and September. They're just 2 months. I know. And I don't know how many shows we'll be holding.
I honestly, because I know the New York Pro has just been moved back to the start of September. That's been moved back from August to September. So that's literally going to be, 2 weeks, 1 week before the Olympia. You're going to have, I think they're taking it day by day. I had Dan Solomon on a few weeks ago, and I get the feeling that they're still taking it day by day, and conversations are being taken place all the time. I'd like to see a relaxation of the qualification, so it's not just winner, but the top 3 or even the top 5 in some of these August shows. And I think they should send out, like they do, like make it like the Arnold, make it a bit of an invitational. Send out half a dozen invites in each category, based upon who they feel would be the most likely to qualify and to do well. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, they still want the best of the best on the stage, and you've got to have the Ramis and the hat. Like Rami hasn't qualified. What does Rami do? Are they just going to not give him an invite, or what if he can't fly to in August? He won't be able to qualify. It's tough, you know.
Didn't they give Cedric McMillan an invitation for the Olympia that time?
They did last year. That was because of his military service. Yeah, that was because of his military service. So I feel like they should give several out anyway.
Yeah, for the Corona situation, I think they for this year only. So just to make it like, worth doing the Olympia. So.
Yeah. So I mean, how's training going for you at the moment? How's everything going? Are you able to train now?
Amazing for me, because I'm a guy I'm a indoor guy. I don't hang out a lot. So when they did the virus curfew and stuff, we don't have really lockdown or curfew. But for me, I'm always at home. Yeah. So what I did is I add more equipment in my home gym. Yeah. And now it's become almost complete. I don't know if you watched the story in my Instagram. I put it. I just have everything: hack, squat, leg press, leg extension. I have everything in my home gym, so I don't have to go nowhere now.
Wow, so you got a home gym. So I wish I could fly over and I'd catch a couple of workouts, because I'm feeling a bit skinny, mate. I need to train, man. I'm going a bit crazy.
Be my guest, man. Yep, I almost have everything around me. I'm happy to achieve, because home gym, I built it up since I got the time to own my villa. So I made a gym. Mm-hmm. But not complete. I have cardio for my cardio to do for the contest prep and stuff. But now I have almost everything. I have the dumbbells, the full set. I have the weights. I have pull down, sitting table row, name it. Plus, I have my Lamborghini at home.
Oh, he's got a Lamborghini. Oh, stop showing off. No. Yeah. Well, maybe because I encouraged you to do the Amateur Olympia and the body pad. Maybe I should get it for 2 days a week. Maybe.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, Sami, I just wanted to get you on for a quick update because I was so excited to see you come back into the top 6 at the Olympia last year. I was thrilled, and I congratulated George. So we'll have to get you on again before the Olympia. Fingers crossed everything goes well and everyone gets to qualify and stand on stage and everyone gets that opportunity and we get to see you climb, because I was honestly, mate, it's, you and me go back 14 years. So I just wanted to get you on for this little update. So I really, really appreciate you coming on, Sami. And it's I feel like we've lost contact a little bit recently. So I wanted to reconnect.
I appreciate the host and me here, and man, I'm watching you. I'm reading your articles and I see what you're doing now. I mean, you started way back, long time ago, since was the PDI, remember? 2006. And you were so passionate to do the sport, to help the sport. And you was competitor, and then you start being, all over. And you supported me with nothing. I mean, you helped me winning. You're getting nothing out of me, man. So I appreciate that. That shows your real color, man, what you are, what you made of. So
thank you.
A person like that, I knew you will go up. And then I saw you with MD. I said, man, the guy. I saw you, man, you know where you are.
Yeah.
You know where you come from, and you know how you started. You didn't start easy. Nobody done you a favor. You earned it yourself. So I really appreciate that, man.
Sami, I really appreciate that, mate. I really do. It's nice to, like I said, it's nice to reconnect, and I hope to see you in Vegas, mate, in that first call out.
Definitely. I promise you that.
Thank you, Sami. I appreciate you coming on, mate. Bye-bye.
Very much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.